Welcome to the Journey Show, broadcast on your favorite community TV station, Cape Town TV. Cape Town and SA's heart and soul, that is the mission statement of your favorite show. With me, your host, Muhammad Chafeker, MJ Lee. A short while ago, we caught up with the MEC for Education in the Western Cape, that is Mr. Donald Grant. Let's visit that insert and hear what he had to say about the state of education in the Western Cape and across the country. We hope you enjoy the insert. Stay tuned to the show. The focus in today's show, education. It refers to the foundation of every nation and for us plotting our way forward and developing role models in our society. So without any further ado, let's welcome our esteemed guest onto the show, the MEC for Education in the Western Cape, MEC Donald Grant. MEC, welcome to the show.
Good day to you and your viewers.
MEC, approximately 20 years into democratization, many have asked the persistent question, have we made progress? Certainly we have. Can we look at the yardstick and the barometer for that success and progress?
I think the key aspects of where we have made progress is in terms of access to education, as well as to some extent the redistribution of resources. But in terms of the quality and outputs, we still have got a significant way to travel.
MEC, inequalities within our education system, regionally, nationally, those who argue that several inequalities still exist, how would we respond to those critics?
Well, the inequalities are due to the historical legacy, and I think the biggest factor, as is known to most people who understand education, is the quality of one's educators, as well as the implementation of the curriculum itself. And there's been a fair amount of vacillation in terms of the curriculum since 1994. But the latest take on it is that the new CAPS is bedding down, and the results are showing that the system is starting to mature, even though it's close to 20 years into our new democracy.
Our region specifically, MEC, let us look at the yardstick of progress that we've made. We have a culturally diverse society in the Western Cape. The same can be said of the entire country. What reflection of that can be found within our schools?
Well, we launched a strategic plan in November 2009, which has been well documented. And if your viewers want to see it, they can go online to our website. But our three core areas we're trying to improve is the quality of literacy and numeracy in the foundation phase, the numbers of learners who are writing and passing grade 12, not only the number but the quality of passes. And then thirdly, the reduction of our underperforming schools. And I'm happy to say that we've made significant progress in all three of those overriding objectives in the Western Cape.
MEC, homes, families, communities, societies. The WCED undoubtedly requires support from all these individuals and different facets of society. What paramount support would the WCED need from families, homes, societies, and communities to ensure that we achieve and progress optimally?
The improvement of education is teamwork. It's teamwork, firstly, between a teacher and a child in the classroom, supported where possible by parents. And really, our biggest handbrakes in terms of education delivery are the fact that many of our children come from impoverished backgrounds. And then in the Western Cape, we have the scourge of both gangsterism and then substance abuse that we have to deal with. And we've only had in our recent past only one or two examples which show the problems that we are having to deal with and the realities daily. Our focus is to concentrate on teaching and learning in the classrooms and getting the fundamentals right.
In conversation with the MEC for Education, don't go away, stay tuned.
MEC, thank you so much for affording of us your time as well as fitting us into your busy schedule.
Great to meet you and to comment on the questions you're going to ask me.
MEC, a quality education has been the lifeblood of our society, and it has been fought very hard for in the days of apartheid, but still seems to be facing crisis after crisis. Is enough being done, or are we being impatient?
No, we're not being impatient. The bottom line is that the one thing we could have got right earlier, in my opinion, is the stabilization of the curriculum, which is the backbone of education delivery. But I must say that we are into year 2 of the new CAPS, and next year we will complete that process with the rollout in grades 7, 8, 9, and 12. And already the results from a national level shows a maturing grade 12 national senior certificate program, and the ANAs are in an early stage of development. That's a national program. However, I can say that in the Western Cape, our systemic testing is showing very good results. These are independently set, and then invigilation is also independent and the marking is independent. So they're a good, solid set of data which help us to plan and support schools where necessary. And these are in the grades of 3, 6, and 9. So in other words, in the Western Cape, we are keeping tabs on the health of the system as a whole. And it is showing steady improvement. We've shown improvement between 3 and 8.5% in both language as well as mathematics in all 3 grades. 3, 6, and 9, and in all districts. So it seems that the system is responding to the measures we've taken in implementing our strategic plan.
MEC, why are there in some areas still Model C school systems? Does this not reflect our democracy in a negative way?
Not at all. There are no more Model C schools. Okay. They are defined as quintiles 1 to 5. And the system of how those are administered in the Western Cape is that no-fee schools are prevalent in the first quintiles 1 to 3, and then 4 and 5 are fee-paying schools. And in terms of the equalities, it's going to take a long time to erode the 30 or 40 years of apartheid which this country suffered under. But we are trying our best to narrow the gap, because a good educational system will remedy that gap through basic literacy and numeracy, and we're showing encouraging results. And also in the poorest 3 quintiles, our national senior certificate results show an improvement in terms of pass rates at our poorest of the poor schools, from just under 50% to 70% in the last 3 years. So there's been steady improvement in the pass rates at our poorest school. And the one thing a public ordinary school system does do, it's to create opportunities for learners going forward. So while it's impossible to address everything overnight in terms of the past, we're doing everything we can to smooth the way for the system going forward.
MEC, what were the grievances of the teachers? Has it been resolved, and what is the way forward from here?
Yes, you're talking about the recent grievances with the go slow from one of the 3 teacher unions. Those have been resolved. They were always a national issue. They were not a provincial issue. And the matters that the union have raised with the national minister are being attended to by not only the Department of Education, but also the Department of Public Service Administration.
Thank you so much, MEC. It has been an honor and a pleasure being in your company, and we do hope to have a follow-up interview with yourself in the future.
That's fine, anytime.
Well, in conversation with the Minister of Education, we cross over back to Mohammed Junaid.
Winners Supermarket and Cash and Carry, Melkbos Street, Lentegeur, Mitchell's Plain, the store that gives and saves you more. 25 aisles of affordable goods, 5 special departments, every household and business catered for. Winners Supermarket and Cash and Carry, Melkbos Street, Lentegeur, Mitchell's Plain, the store that gives and saves you more. In conversation with the MEC for Education in the Western Cape, Mr. Donald Grant, a lot of topical issues that we are focusing on. Education, the foundation and cornerstone of our society, undoubtedly. We appreciate the valued support the viewers, i.e. you at home, you've provided us with over this extensive period. If you want to become part of this show, SMS your comments to the number that appears on screen now. Await for 217-5759. You can also join me and the show on facebook.com/MJLee or follow me and the show on Twitter at MJLee Kung Fu, a host of clips, previous interviews going back to season 3, 4 and the most recent one, 5, uploaded onto the official site mjlee.com. View it, share it with your friends and family, and also download it. Now, concluding our interview with MEC Donald Grant. MEC, let's plot our way forward. You touched on it before we went to the break. Drugs, gangsterism and violence at our schools in the Western Cape. What measures are in place by the WCED to ensure that we combat the scourge?
Well, firstly, our safety infrastructure. We're investing more every year. We've doubled that budget since 3 years ago, which is well over 20 million a year. Secondly, basically our search and seizures. We've got a Safe Schools division. SAPS independently can come and raid our schools at any time. They're an independent sphere of government and they have the responsibility to do that. Obviously, where our principals at our schools are aware of specific problems at particular schools, they can also ask SAPS to bring in their teams. My only request to SAPS at a meeting yesterday was to ensure that if they do come into the schools, they come in quickly and efficiently, do the necessary checks that they require, and then leave so that teaching and learning is not disrupted, or it's disrupted to the least possible degree. Then obviously we have invested in issues like metal detectors, drug testing, and behavioral programs, as well as a new initiative with safety resource officers in conjunction with the city to try and minimize risk around our schools. But the key components of an improving and maturing educational system has to be the improvement of our teachers in terms of not only their curriculum content knowledge, but their pedagogical skills. Secondly, and around resources in terms of texts and materials and teacher development. And when I came into office, we were spending 8 million rand a year on teacher training and development. Our current budget is 125 million. In other words, we're reinvesting in our teachers, especially in line with the CAPS rollout and other developments along IT as well. We also have built 47 schools in our first 3 years in office, And in the next 3 years, in the medium-term expenditure framework, we have just under 3.5 billion rand. And with that money, we are going to build a further 72 schools. 26 of those will be new schools where there is economic development or large housing projects that are taking place. And secondly, we are going to replace 46 existing schools where there is need, because the infrastructure is just falling down, and we have to build new top quality technical schools and schools supported with IT so that we can create opportunities for our learners. And the third issue is that we need to expand Grade R. It's important. We will complete that program by the end of 2014. And so those are the three key areas. And we also need to expand existing capacity at well-functioning schools. So particularly learners from historical disadvantaged backgrounds can access quality existing education, because where we build new schools, it's not only about the bricks and mortar. The real soul of a school depends on the leadership and management of that school and the gelling of a functioning system with the heads of department, the senior management team, giving guidance and support to the teachers in the classrooms in order to get the necessary results. So it's a collective. And you can't, education is not a silver bullet. It's a range of things that need to be done. And what our strategic plan in a nutshell tries to do is to get our leaders of our schools and our educators to focus on doing the ordinary things extraordinarily well. There are lots of potential distractions and quick, easy ideas, but education remains a highly disciplined environment. And I always say, when I visit our schools, to the learners, that the only time that they will find success before work is in the dictionary. So it takes teamwork and application, and with focused teachers who love the children. And if we get through the curriculum, our children are not stupid. They are the young ones where they're getting good support are performing very, very well. And I'm greatly encouraged by the results that we've seen so far in the Western Cape. But having said that, we've got a very, very long way to go before we are globally competitive. And there's a lot of hard work that lies ahead.
MEC, it's been an honor and a pleasure. Thank you so much for taking time out. We know your schedule is a frenetic one for most part, but we appreciate it.
MJ, thank you for the opportunity to you and your viewers.
MEC, as a South African Kung Fu athlete, we need to salute you for your endeavors and your efforts. So on behalf of the South African Kung Fu Association, and I think martial arts worldwide, education ultimately also forms part of Kung Fu. But as a token of our appreciation, we would like to present you with this gift. Hopefully you'll be able to have it accompany your desk, and you can reflect on the show subsequent to the broadcast. But as a South African Kung Fu athlete, we can honor what you do, we can respect what you do, and we humbly acknowledge your fantastic efforts in the Western Cape.
MJ, good luck to you in Houston in July.
Yes.
Carry the South African flag and do us proud, and we'll keep working away to ensure our children have better opportunities in the future.
All right. Thanks so much, MEC.
Thank you.
If only I had just one last chance. I'm so sorry, but now it's too late to change the past. Oh, I live my life in the fast lane. I only live for today, and never really thought about anyone else. It was all about me, myself, and I. Never did I ever stop for a moment to think of what's staring at me. I've been breaking all the mirrors of reality. I'm so sorry.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the Jumu'ah journey, soon to be The Journey, Cape Town and SA's heart and soul.
The Jumu'ah Journey show is broadcasted every Friday on Cape Town TV at 6:30.
Very simple. You tune in on a Saturday morning at 5:30. That is the first repeat. The second repeat, Tuesday morning, 6 a.m. The Journey, Cape Town and SA's heart and soul, broadcast on your favorite community TV station, Cape Town TV, with me, your host of the show, Muhammad Junaid Chafeker, MJ Lee.